All right, ladies and gentlemen. So in this video, we are going to be going over Perfect Dark. And the reason why we're going to be going over Perfect Dark is because there has been some information that has come to light from Perfect Dark's cancellation. If you guys are not aware, Perfect Dark was one of those games. They got canceled recently from the massive layoffs that are currently happening at Xbox right now. Well, Perfect Dark apparently has lied big time to the public. Yes, we're talking about a lie that is so egregious. We are damn near at cyberpunk levels of lies. And this is why I keep telling people, do not believe tech demos. Do not believe when companies tell you this is totally what the game's going to look like, but it's not gameplay. But here's why this one is so egregious. This clip that I'm about to show you right now, it said specifically when it was revealed, in-game footage and cinematics, it specifically said that. It said that this trailer featured in-game footage and cinematics. Well, come to find out, all of this is fake. All of this was faked. Ethan Gach over at Kotaku has broken his silence and has said that he was informed that all of this was fake. The entire trailer was fake. And it makes you wonder because Perfect Dark was in development for years. So if this was fake, then what the hell were they doing for all of this time? Let me play this trailer for you again to remind you of what it looked like. And then we're going to get into the content and talk about what Ethan Gach had to say. Here we go. This is the original reveal trailer that happened for Perfect Dark.
Stop Carrington's attack at all costs. Good luck, Agent.
I always knew I had an instinct. I could see the world differently. I thought it would be like any other mission. I was...
God damn. I forgot all about that. I forgot all about that very, very, very strong jaw that people love to talk about. Yeah, what you're about to see is very fake. Here we go.
Welcome to Garden City, where it's a pleasant 22 degrees all day, every day.
How far to his last known location?
Local forces are also tracking his whereabouts. You need to find him before they do.
I'll have to improvise.
This is, I want to make it very clear. This is how far these developers are willing to go to lie to you. And it's actually kind of sad because, again, we've experienced this many times before in the past. CD Projekt Red is one of the ones who is extremely well known for this, where The Witcher 3 tech demo is not what you actually got with The Witcher 3 when it came out. The Witcher 3 tech demo looked way crazier than the actual Witcher 3 game eventually came out with. Even though that wasn't the most egregious one out of the examples, it still wasn't what they showed you in the tech demo. Same thing is happening now with The Witcher 4, where they showed you a tech demo telling you it's not real gameplay. At least they told you this time. It's not real gameplay, but they're promising you that it's going to look like this, right? And every time they promise this to you, it almost never ends up being the case. Almost never. At this point now, this is a big problem, though, because this particular developer, which, you know what? It doesn't even matter because they're closed down, right? So Initiative is closing down. So who are you going to sue? You can't sue anybody. The fucking company's closed down. But this particular developer flat out lied to people for 7 years. They lied to people for 7 years, and they showcased this trailer and told you that this was gameplay and this was in-game cinematics, and none of it was real.
Voice print.
ارسل واحدا آخر. اختبر البوابة بحذر.
Exactly. The chat is actually onto something. So BioWare Anthem was another tech demo that completely freaking lied to everybody. So there's that as well. There's so many examples to go through.
What readings are you getting?
We are getting odd readings from your monitor. Can you confirm?
All of this is fake.
I'm looking at the screen right now.
Which makes you wonder, why go so hard to fake it? Why go so hard to make it look like gameplay instead of actually developing the game and showcasing gameplay? Well, it's because they have more skill faking it than they do actually making it happen. And you know what game I'm starting to get the little bit of an inclination might be in the same exact boat? And I hate to say this as a fan of the franchise, even though I know where they're going with it is not exactly where I'm hoping they go with it. But in any case, I'm starting to get this feeling with Fable. I'm really starting to think that Fable is one of those fake it till you make it kind of situations where everything they've shown us about the game, every gameplay demo, every video, I'm really starting to get the inclination that it's probably fake, or at least mostly fake. That's what I'm genuinely thinking here with that particular game, especially considering everything that I've seen Xbox do up until this point. It's getting a little bit worrisome here at this point. I'm really starting to second guess all of it.
Our intel places Carrington on the second floor.
And the life we think we know turns out to be a lie. There's only one way forward. Find the truth.
It's fake as hell, bro.
Scan's clear. I'm going in blind. Carrington! Damn it! Analyze. What am I looking at here?
Carrington appears to be targeting a research facility. If he attacks it, the casualties could be astronomical.
This is kind of sad because this was made from the minds of developers that wish they could make this. It's like you clearly couldn't make it because you would have already within the 7 years that you had. So this is like your imagination. This is you playing. You're playing house here at this point. Like, yeah, we're totally going to make something like this. Not even close. But in any case, that was the gameplay that they showcased, right? And we come to find out it's completely fake. Now, let's read what Ethan Gack actually has to say. So if you look at this tweet from VGT Gaming News, it says Kotaku recently revealed that the gameplay demo for the now canceled game Perfect Dark was entirely fabricated. According to Kotaku, the demo, which was released last year, was not based on the actual game and was instead pre-rendered. If you look at the tweet here, this is from Ethan Gack, one of the last remaining journalists over at Kotaku. And it says the Perfect Dark sizzle reel at last year's Xbox showcase looked awesome. Someone at the time also told me that it was basically fake. This was a joint project with Crystal Dynamics, which was a studio that is also struggling with Tomb Raider. Now, it's pretty wild to me that the person who ended up revealing this was somebody who worked at Kotaku, because Kotaku being the ultimate shills that they are, I just find that to be very interesting. I find that to be actually pretty insane. Maybe they're feeling more confident now that they got bought out by Clayops or whatever they're called. But at this point, I just find it shocking that Ethan Gack was the one that said this. So now the cat's out the bag. Now you got to wonder every time you look at a trailer from Xbox Studios or any studio for that matter, because it's not even just Xbox. All right, I want to make it clear. It's not even just Xbox. A bunch of studios do this, man. They fake it till they make it. They try to convince all of you that what they're making is totally what they're making when it's not. You got to question everything. And this is why when you have the shills come to you and they tell you the following, why are you so angry at just a trailer? Why? It's just a trailer. Wait till the game comes out and then make your decision. No, fuck you. Okay, because we know and we can see when something is probably not going to end up being what's showcased in the trailer, right? We're saying this right now with The Witcher because we've had previous experiences that showcase that they're probably lying about this. And it's the same thing with Perfect Dark. And what's hilarious is that some people even said when Perfect Dark first came out that some of the parts didn't even look like gameplay. They thought it was cinematics, right? Which, to be fair, it did say cinematics in the trailer, but they thought that most of it was cinematics and almost none of it was gameplay. Come to find out, none of it was none of it. None of it was anything because it was all fake. So we're going to see what happens in the future. But I'm calling it right now. Things are not looking good for Fable. I don't know why I'm getting that sneaking suspicion, but I genuinely feel like Fable is the next one that we're going to find out is going to be canceled because development just hasn't gone ahead enough for them to warrant going another 5-10 years making the game. I really feel like that game is getting to that point because everything we've seen for that game looks extremely fake, looks extremely pre-rendered, almost extremely too good to be true, let's just say. And I'm just getting that sneaking suspicion that it's probably not going to happen. But I guess we'll find out as time goes on whether or not that actually happens. So you guys can let me know in the comments down below. What do you think about this? Do you think that this is happening more than we actually give it credit for? Or do you think this is just a one-off situation? You can let me know in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed the video, consider hitting that sub. And I'll talk to you guys on the next one.